look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to do is play for you a very disturbing thing. I want to say this in my most humble opinion. Black women today, modern black women, have absolutely no respect for black men. Gentlemen, the culture that these women are being brought up in is grooming them and teaching them not to respect no one else but themselves, not to care about anybody but themselves. I'm going to play some clips of black women who are intentionally embarrassing the men that they're with, their boyfriends or whatever you want to call them. The first clip is very short. I'm going to play that twice because it's so disturbing. And then I'm going to play the rest of the clips that go along with this show today. But I want you to check out what happens when a man takes his woman onto an airplane and she embarrasses him in front of the crew and also in front of the passengers. Hold on while I pull it up. You know it's going to be some real stuff. You know, I only put stuff on here I can prove. So let's go and get started.
It's our first trip together. Hey, everybody in first class. I thought he was getting us first class tickets, but he lied. Well, we all the way at 30, ain't we? But at least it's our first trip. He's trying. Look at him. Look at y'all in first class. Oh, it must be nice. Look at y'all separate. They gave y'all water already.
Now, I want you to understand that
it's our first trip together.
This woman right here walked him from the front of the plane all the way back to, I guess, business, wherever it is, economy, whatever it is, past everybody else, grown men around their wives, wives around their husbands, wives and husbands around their children, embarrassing him, making mockery of him because he could not afford the tickets to get him in first class. First class just means it's going to be more convenient and more comfortable. Y'all all going to get to the same destination anyway at the same damn time, basically. But the thing is, she's not mentioning, well, she did say it. He paid for her tickets as well. The tickets that they have that he paid for to go on whatever trip, their first trip, he paid for. He came out of pocket. And I don't know if you can see it or not. When she's publicly berating him and disrespecting him the way that she is, you can see his face, man. His face looks like he see everybody laughing at him. That is not how you treat a man who cares for you, who loves you. And you keep saying that you want good men. You know how many men would not do what he did? So that tells me that she's a very domineering person in the relationship. And it also tells me that he's a weak man, a spineless beta male man. And if you live as a beta, this is what you're going to get. There's no way around it, ladies and gentlemen. Make no mistakes about it. If a woman feels that she can have the upper hand on you, then she will have that upper hand on you. She will push you down. You will live underneath her thumb if she wants to. This man is afraid of losing her. There's no way in hell, man. There's no way in hell that you can walk me through airplane in front of strangers and disrespect me and embarrass me and humiliate me so openly and expect there won't be no consequence. What he did when she did that was keep his mouth shut the entire time as they made their way through the plane. Women today, and this is a young couple. Women today do not value black men. This is why I keep telling you, only use them for recreational purposes only, because apparently they don't love you. The only thing is they don't use you for love. They use you for financial purposes. So use them for recreational purposes. You get what I'm saying? This is so terrible on so many levels of terribleness. That's terrible to walk and berate your man that way. I'm going to play this clip one more time and then we're going to continue the rest of the show. But I want you to pay attention to his face while he is following her. And she is just cracking all these jokes and look at all these people laughing like hyenas at him. They're not laughing with him. They're laughing at him. They're cackling and laughing and stuff like, ha, 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 he, he, he. You don't think that made him feel less than a man inside his soul? You know what I mean? So that would make any man who is actually trying to do right in a relationship say, hell with this. I don't want to do this no more because I'm not going to be appreciated for what I'm doing. And this is a great example of a woman who does not care about nobody else but herself. Let's go ahead and play it. 1 second.
It's our first trip together. Hey, everybody in first class. I thought.
Look at his face, y'all. Look at his face.
It's our first trip together. Hey, everybody in first class. I thought he was getting us first class tickets, but he lied. Well, we all the way at 30, ain't we? But at least it's our first trip. We trying. Look at him. Aww. Look at y'all in first class. Oh, it must be nice. Look at y'all separate. They gave y'all water already.
Now check this out, man. He looked like he just is embarrassed as hell because of that, right? He looked very embarrassed and stuff. And then you see her also recording the people who is laughing at her quote unquote man. You don't see anything wrong with that, ladies? And then she treat him like a little kid in that video talking about, oh, he's trying. Oh, that's a grown man. See, this is why a lot of men can't deal with you women, because of the way that you are treating men. You're openly disrespectful. Don't care about how we feel. Let's keep going.
How can y'all say y'all want a man, a good man, if every time I turn around, y'all bashing them, and then y'all do it publicly on social platforms? Ain't that a contradiction? And a lot of y'all be trying to manifest, this perfect man that y'all want, but in the same breath, you bashing the same group of men? Y'all gotta make it make sense. Y'all do stuff backwards. I actually think y'all block y'all blessings sometimes, because you say one thing and then do something else. Yes, ladies, you do that. I've been watching y'all.
Now, here's the situation with that, man. With the rise of social media, ain't nothing private no more. And that's one of the main reasons why men are not approaching women anymore like they used to, because it's too much of a risk, man. It used to be where it was only a risk if you married a woman, because you was at risk of losing half of your belongings in a divorce. That was the biggest risk. Now the risk is if you even approach a woman and say, hey, how are you doing? Can I get your number? Can I help you with that? Can I pick this up for you? Can I do something for you? You're at great risk now of them recording that and them trying to misconstrue what happened on social media platform. There's a video that went out where a man brought back a woman, her ID that she left at McDonald's or some shit like that. She was attracted to him. He was attracted to her, and he asked for her number. And she took time to record it, saying, oh, you can't help me. What kind of look at the job you got? So you can't even approach women right now and try to show interest in them. I don't believe in cold approach anyway, but this is a different story. If you even dare to approach a woman, they will record it with the hopes of clowning you, just so they can get more views and more likes and more retweets, and they don't really care about you. Remember the Cheesecake Factory lady? That man of a different ethnic group, I believe he was Indian. He was trying to take the woman to the Cheesecake Factory. What did she do? He was trying to be nice and good, and she took time to pull out the phone to try to embarrass him. It backfired on her. But that's what I want to make my point is. You cannot even risk talking to women anymore, because their whole intent now is to get as many views as they possibly can on whatever social media platform. This is why we're not approaching you. Black women today love embarrassing black men, in my most humble opinion.
Black men are some of the most undervalued, disrespected men of our time. Not only do they have to deal with racial profiling, they have to live and work in a system that was created for them to fail. They're constantly being demasculated by their size or how much money they make. And it's done to them by the women of their own culture. We're the only women that will publicly humiliate a man based on the size of his anatomy and his finances.
That's something I got to talk about too. And that's true. Women are hung up on size. I'm not just talking about the pipe. I'm gonna get to that in a minute. But his stature. If a man isn't, for y'all say you must be short. No, I'm about 6'1", so don't miss me with that shit. But it doesn't matter. They will be on some stuff like, if he isn't at least 6 feet, I don't want him. Only 14.5%, according to the ASA, the American Sociological Association, there's only 14.5% of men on the planet that meet that requirement that you have, ladies. That is at least 6 foot and above. Only 14.5. So you got over 70, almost 90% of people who ain't. 80%. And the other way, the pipe, the inches on a man thing. Now you have the right to like what you like. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. Is sex the main thing that's going to keep your relationship going? Now, there are some women who have strong sex drives even when they get older. But what matters most? The way that you are treated or the way that he throw that pipe? Some of you say the pipe. But then you get beaten relationships. You have all these different baby daddies, all because of the pipe. all these different children because of the pipe. And then you want to find a good man to take care of you and these children, all because you was in love with the pipe. Don't get it wrong, and don't think I'm small either because y'all want to say he must got a small pipe too. It's not that. And I'm not going to tell y'all big mine is, but it's a wonderful thing to see for you ladies out there. But on some real shit, y'all are so superficial, artificial, and fake. You prioritize the wrong things. You're not worried about a man's character. Or like they say in Arabic, in Islam, they're deen. I did a show about that, talk about Arab women, and talking about a man's deen. Deen means for them in Arabic their character. So you're not obsessed with a man's good character. You're obsessed with his diggling, his money, and his height. Make that make sense. And if he is those things, even if he has all those things, you still have no issues embarrassing black men. Make that make sense to me.
15% of Americans are making over $100,000 a year. If you meet a man that's not physically or mentally abusive and has beat the system, he's already successful. If you feel like that you're lowering your standards based on how much a man makes, then you just don't need a man.
Exactly. I agree with her on that. One more clip and we're out of here. 1 second. I just want to point out how today's modern day black women have no issue embarrassing men. You know, embarrassing men is also a form of disrespecting us, but it seems like the more embarrassing it can be, the more they're into it because they get more attention. So they get attention from men by saying, oh, you look good. They like that type of attention, but they also will settle for attention that will be at your expense. They will settle for the attention of the world laughing at you, just as long as there was the reason why the world is laughing at you. You know, it's just crazy. I think it was an old school song say, the whole world's laughing at me. I can't remember who. It's an old song, man, but I don't know. I'm gonna play this other thing.
I want to know why it's okay for black women to mistreat and abuse black men. And this is not taking away from anything that men do to women. I'm focusing on women doing to men. Why is it okay for a black woman to use a man for everything he has, and that she may not even know he doesn't have? For him to wife her, date her, provide for her, protect her, God-fearing man, not perfect by far. No, there's not a perfect man or woman, but there are those that try, right? There are those that try extremely hard to do the best they can, and all they want is to come home to a loving household. And they can't get that. What do they get? They get mental abuse, they get verbal abuse, they get emotional abuse. Some of them even get physically abused. They get belittled, they get compared to other men, and never once uplifted, nor asked how their day was. Why?
I'll tell you why. You can't get something from somebody who don't have it. If they don't have good character, you cannot expect to get good character from them. If they're not nice and pleasant and kind, you can't expect those type of characteristic traits to be displayed to you from them. You know what I mean? Like I say, gentlemen, these women are lost, bro. They lost. There might be some good ones out there, but they're few, man. There's very few. Modern day marriage, man, I wouldn't go for it. I wouldn't go for it, man. Unless you have someone that is who was raised right, come from a different culture or from overseas, man. To me, I hate to say it, when they deal with most black women now, it's just for like physical pleasure. That's it, man. I mean, I'll go to Instagram and watch them shake their booties and everything too, because for me now, they're just for recreational purposes. And that's part of the recreational purpose of watch them shake their ass. They love shaking their ass anyway. You can't stop them from shaking their asses. You know what I mean? But that's just how I feel about it. You know what I mean? But let me go ahead and make another video after this video. I hope y'all like this one. I'll talk to y'all soon, okay? Y'all have a good one now. Yeah?